Hi guys, welcome back to 100% Mag. So I hope you're all staying safe and well out there. So of course Newcastle take on Brighton on Saturday in a half-5 kickoff live on Sky Sports for this one as we go down to the Amex. Of course, this will be an attempt to win our first away game against the Seagulls in the Premier League at the seventh attempt. The previous six visits have brought, of course, 4 draws, 2 defeats and 2 goals scored. Both sides, of course, met in pre-season back in July. A late brace from Elliot Anderson securing a 2-1 victory in Harrison, New Jersey, of course, against Brighton in the summer series. All 3,000 away tickets were sold, and the ID ticket checks seen at Man City will operate again this time around. That means that an unspecified number of ticket holders will see their tickets rejected at the away turnstiles and must show suitable photo ID at the ticket office to receive a duplicate working ticket. Unlike Manchester City, where the ticket office was adjacent to the turnstiles, at Brighton it's at the opposite end of the ground, located as follows in the north stand at the Amex Stadium, and Newcastle United will operate from window 10. So anybody that's travelling to the game away, that is what you need to do if that ends up happening to you. But looking at the team news going into this game, of course, we'll start off with the Brighton team news. Of course, Jacob Moder and Julio Espinal are both out for Brighton. The Seagulls completed the signing of the 19-year-old midfielder Carlos Balart from Lille on Tuesday for a reported 23.2 million, and he was followed on Friday by 20-year-old Ansu Fati from Barcelona, who arrived on loan, of course, to the club. Roberto De Zerbi's side made an eye-catching start to the season, opening up with 4-1 victories at home to Luton and at Wolves before going down 3-1 to West Ham at the Amex. Looking at our team news, of course, going into this game, Joe Willock and Emil Kraft remain unavailable for the game, while Sven Botman and Joe Linton look like they will be unavailable also, as Eddie Howe in his press conference said they are likely out. But I guess, we'll have to wait until that team sheet comes out on Saturday, of course, for the game, because we all know Eddie Howe likes to keep his cards close to his chest, and that is the way I like it as well, because it keeps the opposing team guessing. But the referee for this one, of course, will be Stuart Outwell. This is the guy that was involved as the VAR in our last game. Newcastle were unbeaten in all 4 games that the Warwickshire Whistler oversaw last season. PL and League Cup wins, of course, at Southampton, the PL draw at Bournemouth, and the PL home win over Manchester United as well. On VAR, it will be Darren Bond for that one. And like I said, this will be our 7th attempt to try and get a win down at the MX, of course, with the previous 6 having brought 4 draws, 2 defeats and 2 goals scored. The last time we won at the Amex was back in the 16-17 campaign down in the Championship, when Mo Diame and Jose Perez scored the goals in the game for Newcastle to win 2-1. This is going to be a very interesting game. It's 2 sides that are both very good sides. De Zerbi doing some fantastic stuff with Brighton, of course, but I do believe we will come away from this one with the 3 points in the bag. At the moment, as it stands in the league, Newcastle are 13th in the league after 3 games played. Of course, we did have to take on Man City and Liverpool, however, so you do have to take that into account. But looking at what goals scored to the goals conceded, we have scored 4 times in 3 games and only conceded twice. Whilst looking at Brighton, who currently occupy 6th in the Premier League, they've won both of their games, of course, and lost the other one, which was to West Ham. But their goals conceded to the goals scored is very, very close. They have scored 5 goals in 3 games, but they have conceded 4 goals. So they are leaking goals at the back. That is a massive boost for us going into this game, because if we can hit them hard and fast like we did to Aston Villa, then we could come away from the MX with 3 points in the bag. So going into this game, I'm going to see Newcastle to come away from this one with a 3-0 win against Brighton. I think that will be a really entertaining and really exciting end to this first round of matches, of course, because we then go on an international break, of course, and then we'll come back and we'll have a whole load of fixtures waiting for us. So 3-0 to Newcastle United for me going into this game against Brighton. I feel that will be a really good way to say we're going into that international break. But let us know your thoughts, of course, down in the comments below. Also, check out the other video that I did, of course, today, talking about the announcement of Adidas as the new kit supplier for the 24-25 season. Also, my reaction to Newcastle getting the group of death in the Champions League as well. Until next time, remember to like, share, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you on the next one. However, lads.